reindeer head, hoop a piece of tan felt with tearaway backing. After you sew the first color, which is the outline for the dark brown felt, place the dark brown felt on top of the outline and continue sewing the design. After the next color is sewn, then cut away the excess brown felt from around the outside of the stitching. Continue on until you get to the next applique area. After the green outline is sewn for the leaves, place a piece of green felt over the top of the outline and continue sewing. After the tack down has sewn, cut away the excess green felt from around the outside of the stitching. Continue sewing the design until you get to the last color. Before you sew the last color, put another piece of dark brown felt over the top of the entire embroidery design. Finish sewing the embroidery design. Once the design is finished, remove it from the hoop and tear away the stabilizer. Cut the design out about 1/8 of an inch away from the stitching. Turn the piece right side out and stuff it with polyester fiber fill. After you've stuffed it, sew the opening closed. To sew the antlers, hoop a piece of tearaway stabilizer and then hoop 2 pieces of cream-colored felt or fabric. After the design is sewn, remove it from the hoop and tear away the stabilizer from the back. Cut the design out about 1/4 of an inch away from the stitching. In the tight corners, you'll want to cut small notches so that you can turn the design right side out easily. Turn the piece right side out and then stuff with polyester fiber fill. Now sew the opening closed and repeat these steps to make the other antler. After making the other antler, you'll want to sew the 2 together at the ends. To make the reindeer's ears, hoop a piece of brown felt and sew all but the last color of the design. Before sewing the last color, place another piece of brown felt on top of the stitching. After the ears are sewn, remove them from the hoop and tear away the stabilizer. Then cut the ears out. Then turn the ears right side out. Next, we'll glue the horns to the top of the head using a hot glue gun. Then glue the ears closed and glue them to the top of the head. After gluing on the ears, then glue the holly to the center of the reindeer's head at the top. Cut a piece of brown fabric 9.5 inches by 13 inches, and then we'll hem the bottom of the fabric. We'll fold it up by 1/4 of an inch and sew along the bottom. Now you can pin it if you'd like to hold it in place. Cut a piece of brown fabric 9.5 inches by 13 inches, and then we'll hem the bottom of the fabric. We'll fold it up by 1/4 of an inch and sew along the bottom. Now you can pin it if you'd like to hold it in place. After you've sewn the hem, you'll want to fold the fabric in half lengthwise and pin along the ends, and then sew the ends together using 1/4 of an inch seam allowance. Then you'll want to sew along the top edge 1/4 of an inch away from the very edge, and this will be so that you can gather the top. To gather it at the top, pull the thread tight to pull the opening closed, and then knot the thread and cut it. Place the cover over the top of a wide-mouthed quart jar. Now glue the head to the top of the jar cover.